What is my mathematical identity? Who holds the power in a mathematical classroom? These are questions that an Ethnic Studies Advisory Committee wants Seattle teachers to ask their kids as they're learning things like division. It sounds like a lot to put on our kids, but to parents and teachers who support this, they say that these questions are an important step towards equality.
I really want my kid to be a part of the world. I don't want him to grow up thinking he's the center of it.
Christina Pizzana and John Benner are both Seattle parents.
Now we're trying to look at what else can we give them that doesn't take away from anybody else.
Both support the frameworks like this one for math that Seattle Public Schools have put together after being consulted by a community task force on ethnic studies. The idea is for kids to go through their class like math as usual, but also to talk about how different ethnicities help shape it and how they now fit into today's world.
And so in some ways, students of color have always sort of not felt a part of the community. And so I think frameworks like these are a way to help get them more involved in their own education and have a sense of belonging.
Is this anti some students and pro other students?
Yeah. And I think that that's part of the misconception of understanding what that means.
Tracy Castro-Gill is the Ethnic Studies Program Manager.
Pretty much every indicator of success that we look at as educators, there's a disparity between white students and students of color.
She created the frameworks and gives them to teachers as suggestions.
So ethnic studies, the goal is to disrupt the status quo and do something radically different. All of the research indicates that ethnic studies across the board improves, not only for students of color, but also for white students' academic outcomes.
There was a large portion of my mind that was sort of geared towards how do I fit in. So if I'm already fitting in, can you imagine how much brain power can go into where I can take that?
Those for this say these big questions and adding more voices does not divide, but empower everyone in the classroom.
Seeing many, many examples of brilliance, seeing many, many examples of competence prepares my kid to be able to go out into the world and work with many, many brilliant, competent people, not just people that look like him.